Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Happy Friday. Happy Friday to each and every one of you. Holy moly, what an exciting time to be an early adopter in this new asset class that is a digital asset space. It looks like both my TA guys, the preeminent XRP TA guy and my guy, high altitude investing, called it. They called it. He said when we reach this kind of Fibonacci, uh, what is his name? Blockchain backers, he's the Fibonacci dude, right? We reached something a couple of days ago, maybe 48 hours ago, 48 hours or so ago with the total two market cap, the altcoins thing. And he said, a lot of times at this point, people they will sell the market here at this high. My guy, high altitude investing, said the very same thing. This is about 48 hours ago. Said the same thing, and I almost sold. I almost sold, but I didn't sell. I almost sold, but I didn't sell. I didn't sell. I didn't sell. So I've made a decision that I'm going to basically either wait for these numbers to kind of get back to where I'd like them to get to, and and then consolidate down, or just consolidate down kind of in the midst of the bull run, if you will. So because the market's going to be moving, but not everything is going to kind of move at the same thing. And so I'll probably do that then, do a lot of rotating in kind of in that little journey or window of the market, moving the faster movers into the slower movers. And I'm going to base it basically on position size, because I got a lot of positions. I wouldn't say a lot of positions. I got about 5 to 7 positions that I don't think the size is enough. It's not significant enough, right? If you got $100 position size, is that really enough? Why not add that to something else, right? That has 1,000 in it, or has 500 and has 6, right? Why not do that? So that's probably what I'm going to do. Anyway, I rambled long enough. I don't know why I went into that, but they both were right. And this is what it's feeling like to me. Now, Jungle said it could go either way, but he says a lot of times these, the more sophisticated folks, they like to sell this market when it reaches that kind of high. And it's feeling like that is exactly what is going on. That's what it's feeling like to me. My guy, high altitude investing, said the same thing. So we're going to listen to my guy, high altitude investing, for a little bit. We're going to remind ourselves with Hugo Philion what's going on with F assets for sure. Hear a little bit from XRP Mickle on X, and Meta Lawman a little bit as well. Quickly, Crypto Eddie shared a really, really great post in an article. Everyone, I believe, should check it out for sure. I hopped on them, and I'll share her thing that she's looking to do as well. Shout out to the project that she's looking to build. Stuart Roddy's going to remind us of what we all need to be doing for sure. Something that the Crypto Siege has said for a minute now, as we like to say. So listen, this is your XRP Ripple daily news and around 0 to 10 minutes. Let's get into it. Look, according to CoinGecko, because the market is just doing what the market does, the total cryptocurrency market cap is 2.69 trillion. It's down 2.8% in 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance is at 50%. Bitcoin is trading at $69,232. If I was going to trade, I was going to sell at 71 and, let this thing get back to something that I think is going to get back to, which is in the 50 something. Should have done it, but I didn't do it. Ethereum is $3,688. Bitcoin is up on the 30-day 12.5%, and Ethereum is up on the 30-day 24%. Solana is at $162 again, and on the 30 day, it's up 15% on the 30-day. XRP is 49 cents. I know it got as low as 48 cents, and on the 30-day, it's trading at 3.8%. On my next video, I'm going to do. I got some inspiration from my guy Jungle Inc. I'm going to do a little Jungle Inc. video. I'm going to do that later today. It's about XRP for sure. Check out his latest video if you want a little bit of insight. I'm going to kind of do my own version of that with you guys. So listen, fam, the market is doing, what the market does. So Hugo Philion, understanding F assets is simple. It's the only bridge for Bitcoin, XRP, Doge, and other and other non-smart contract tokens that are secured through direct over-collateralization, i.e. verifiable economic security. It's a shame that some of the other XRP entertaining content creators feel as though they can't speak to the prowess of Flare Networks. I know they say they hope that it does well, but it's a shame. But that's okay. You know what? We'll cover it. If they won't cover it, we'll cover it. What we won't do, however, is mask the truth behind why we're not covering it, because the SEC might look at it as a security. Oh yeah, that was said publicly. Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, the reason why I'm not covering this is not because my channel is solely for Ripple and XRP, but it's because, you know, the SEC might come after it because it's a security. But like, they don't go together. Just don't cover it, right? Cover the thing, do what you do, but don't say the reason why is because of some other BS. Then it just makes you look horrible. Makes you look horrible. So Mickle put this out. XRP Mickle, the Bank of Canada has just cut interest rates by 25 basis points to 4.75%. It's a great question. I know I'll cover this in another video. Will the U.S. follow suit? No, he's not asking a question. XRP Mickle is not asking a question. He's saying the United States will follow suit. We shall soon see. Oh, by the way, there was another one that cut too. Wasn't it Europe? ECB delivers on their rate cut pledge despite inflation worries. Yep. So the ECB as well. This is the video that I want to do like a real live stream kind of around this video, because I really do think it's important to get a perspective, kind of look, you know, have other people gain different perspectives besides in that little narrow window that is the XRP and XRPL bubble. I think that can be dangerous if you're really a serious investor. Tony Edwards did an interview with the people from Debtbox. He says the SEC lied to the courts in an attempt to shut down Debtbox, but Debtbox fought back and won, handing the SEC one of its biggest losses ever. Metal Lawman says, congratulations, Tony. This is an important interview. This is one of the best, in parentheses, worst examples of a government agency being weaponized against American citizens. I try to tell people, one of these days I'm going to share my little 3-letter agencies video that I got queued up just to remind people what's possible. Unless we do something about it. We can't just hide behind this nonsense of they won't let us do something because they'll break out the guns. They won't let us fight for liberty because they'll break out. You don't say that when it comes to fighting for liberty and being a so-called patriot. Why don't you say then they'll bring out the guns? Why when it comes to ETH-Gate, you're not worried? You're not worried about them breaking out the guns then? Why? But it's only in the financial stuff, because the assets that you hold are moving in that direction. So which one is it? Are they going to break out the guns or not? Are you going to be a real patriot or not? Right? So he says, Middle Lawman goes on to say here, I think it's important, because you remember, this is a government agency being weaponized against American citizens. Again, I told you, they want to keep us distracted with all these things just pop up, wars just pop up, stuff just pops up, keep us distracted from what they're doing. And there's a particular 3-letter agency really, really doing, it's not great. Tucker Carlson just did a video on that. I wonder why the mainstream media doesn't cover this story. It's not important to them. But, you know, that's not important to them. That they went before a judge. They went before a judge, the United States government went before a judge and lied to the courts to try to take down an American citizen. We got to pay attention to that stuff. It's important. Can't just overlook and say, oh, you know, I'm good. You know, AC's on, lights are on. You know, I got a couple cars in the garage. Crypto Edit shares this. She says 100% Cosmos. Banks and institutions are all looking at tokenization as their first use case. We need to have a seamless exchange of assets across different blockchains. MD, UK, EU, Ripple at Money 2020. Passport to change. It's an article here. She's got Peerless and Axelar. The Evmos is kind of working with Peerless to build out a thing. Financial promoter, this magazine right here, I highlighted something. This article right here, I think is important to understand. Interoperability is a seamless exchange of data and functionality between two systems. That's why I don't sleep on Flare networks. It will play a pivotal role in how successful blockchain technology is. This Craddock dude says this, but I wanted to highlight this. Right now, we have different systems that don't talk to one another. From a customer perspective, it remains challenging to have data in different wallets or banks. Those systems don't necessarily talk to one another, and it is important that they do. The presenters explain the importance of being able to move assets seamlessly across different blockchains and platforms to facilitate deeper market liquidity and build confidence in the future market ecosystem. Here is the thing that I want to share with you. People want to build trading, lending, and payment products in an ecosystem that has high liquidity. You know, billions of dollars, a billion or billions of dollars on the 24-hour in liquidity, in the lending product, in a payment product, in a trading product. That's what they want. That doesn't come from the institutions because the institutions are waiting for it to happen before they hop on, in my humble opinion. They're waiting to see that happen. They want the stress tests. They want the durability tests. They want to see this liquidity, all that kind of stuff. In my opinion, yeah, maybe someone like a Tranglo might hop on, but that's not the big players, in my opinion. So let me cover this video here from my guy, High Altitude Investing. Look, I highly recommend you give him a shot, give him a listen to, check out his videos. This has been someone I've been following and taking his trading advice for a long time. And he's going to cover XRP in this video as well.
This video, we are going to be talking about why I think the crypto markets will pull back while all this retail money is buying. But before we get started, if you're not a member of the free Discord, please click the link in the description box below and get started with the free Discord. And without further ado, we'll get straight into today's video. Guys, main reason I wanted to show you guys this time frame is the rising wedge pattern on Bitcoin. And this is a very common pattern to see right before a crash happens inside of the markets. Not only that, but we do have an ending diagonal. So if you type in ending diagonal on Google, ending diagonal, this is a very bearish pattern. It's an Elliott wave pattern. And oftentimes you get these ending diagonal Elliott waves right before a crash happens inside of the market. So you can see that we do have this ending diagonal on Bitcoin, and we have broken bearish out of this rising wedge pattern. And I do suspect that we pull back here on Bitcoin in this time frame. We also have bearish divergence, and this isn't a little bit of divergence. This is actually a very steep level of bearish divergence on Bitcoin. So let's talk a little bit about the bigger time frame as well, because normally we don't even do a lot on these smaller time frames. So we did mention in yesterday's video that we have a rising wedge pattern on Bitcoin, and we can see, or not yesterday's, the day before, didn't upload yesterday, had some stuff to do. But you can see that we do have a rising wedge pattern on Bitcoin, and it's very common with these rising wedge patterns to go back up to the resistance of the wedge before you break bearish on these patterns. So that's expected here, and definitely something I'm watching with Bitcoin in the bigger time frame. I would not at all be surprised to see Bitcoin pulling back here. And if we do, people are going to panic, right? Everybody's bullish, everybody's long, everybody thinks we're going to break out and go to 90 or 100K. So if we start to pull back even slightly here on Bitcoin, people will start getting liquidated. We're going to pull back very, very quickly after that if we do get that. Now, I am going to show you one quick thing here in the VIP signals. So you guys can see that the Bitcoin liquidation heat map does show that we have basically $700 million in Bitcoin liquidations at around 68,000 per Bitcoin. So most people that will get liquidated are going long. There isn't a lot of people that are going short right now. Most everybody is going long. So that does also indicate that Bitcoin has a lot of FOMO, that people are trying to buy the top, and that they're getting too excited here and really thinking that we're going to go straight up. So I would not be at all surprised to see Bitcoin liquidate all of those people at around 68,000 per coin, in which case that would start basically liquidating a whole bunch of other people, and it would cause a panic in the markets that could take us back down to major support. So let's go ahead and look at the total crypto market cap, because on the total crypto market cap, we have a very, very similar setup here. We have a rising wedge, just exactly like Bitcoin. And we did break bearish out of this wedge, and we came back up to the top of the wedge to test it as resistance. Again, very, very common thing to have happen here. And also, if you zoom out a little bit here with the total market cap, you guys can see that we are at all-time high resistance. You know, people have all of a sudden forgotten that you don't buy resistance, you sell resistance, right? You don't want to buy at resistance, you want to sell at resistance. And we do have major all-time high resistance here on the total crypto market cap. And it would not at all surprise me personally to see a healthy correction here. And there's this whole camp of people that kind of think, okay, well, if we pull back on Bitcoin, that means that we have to pull back and start a bear market. And then there's a whole camp of people that think we're just going to straight break out and go to 100K. And on the total market cap, we're going to go to multi-trillion, 5 trillion, whatever. Now, I do think we eventually will go to 5 trillion plus in total market cap. But all I'm saying, you guys, and I'm getting so much hate for it, it's kind of ridiculous, is that we could pull back for a healthy correction here.
And the reason why the hate, and the reason why the hate that Stefan Huber gets for, and Bill Morgan get for the XRP price is because people want a bull run. People want to change their lives financially. People want to get out of the madness that they're in. That's why the animosity, that's why the aim is, that's why. It's certainly nothing personal, but he's getting it. Stefan Huber gets it. Bill Morgan, anyone who will say it's, will point to the ills of their asset going down in price, people don't want to hear it. People don't want to hear it.
Here on the total market cap, and also with Bitcoin as well. And that would be a nice healthy correction back down to major support levels before we go into the moon.
Could you imagine going to back down to like 1.7 something? I think we were there not too long ago. We were there not too long ago. Now I'm going to move to, he goes into different digital assets. So let's not go over Floki, but I do want you to hear what he says about XRP. He points out the fact of Matic and Floki, they kind of look the same in their charts. But definitely check out this video for sure. But let me see where he gets to XRP. Goes over Pepe. And I think his one is, he's going to, that's ETH. ETH's not looking great either. Let me see something.
Make a slightly lower low and come back down to major support as part of the bigger ABC correction, which is what I've been talking about for the past few days on my channel, past few videos or so. And you guys can see that that bigger ABC correction would really scare a lot of people out of the market. There's a lot of retail money buying right now based on the news, based on all the excitement. And I don't think that we're just going to straight moon. I think a healthy ABC correction would really be perfect here for Ethereum. You know, if we draw major all-time support and we go like this, A, B, C, that would look just exactly right. You know, that would look perfect. And maybe it stops right here. Maybe it doesn't go quite that low. I mean, I'm not a perma bear. I'm not crazy bearish. I'm just saying, you guys, a healthy correction looks like it's needed in this market.
All right, let's see if we can't find XRP.
So you have to be careful to just say, oh, well, that's just opinion. Well, yeah, we all have different opinions, but some people's opinions are closer to the truth than other people's, you know? And with XRP, I've talked a little bit about XRP on this channel, but you guys, it's just had lower highs. I mean, it's just had lower highs. There's not a lot of strength here on XRP. It keeps getting rejected off of resistance. It'll go up there and it says, nope. It'll go up there, nope. And if this support level fails at all, this trend line that everybody's worshiping, then people are going to panic really hard. And it could lose 30% of its value before it goes back up again. You know, this could be oh, that's 56%. Maybe that's a little steep. It could do that low. I'm not saying how low it could go, but I think it could definitely do 30, 40% of its value and make a slightly lower low. You know, if we go over to ADA is a great example.
So in any case, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Just some food for thought. Without question, I think that we still, my guy here, High Altitude Investing, talks about the summer doldrums in the markets, a very, very typical thing. How many months are there in the summer for you? Does the summer end in June? Does the summer end in July? Does the summer end in August? When does the summer end for you and fall begin? For me, I liken that to, and I equate that to, how many months do I have to earn dirty, nasty fiat in order to take positions and strengthen my positions on stuff that I hold? That's the way I look at it. How do I, the Raul Paul says it all the time. He's constantly looking somewhere under the, under the bed and in the couches for more money to put into the market. And you just got to kind of have an idea for when, the summer doldrum ends. And that's what I think we're kind of entering into, because the range things, he says in this video, there's a micro bull run and there's a macro bull run. You just don't understand it. And in the micro bull run, these are pullbacks. These are the pullbacks that happen in the micro bull run. He just said XRP could pull to 30 to 40% of its current value in the micro bull run. But in the macro, in other words, you're just going to have to be patient and, see if the summer thing plays out or not, right? And so in the meanwhile, I mean, for me in the crypto CGS home, I'm figuring out, can I get on another phone call? Can I make send out another email, right? Can I make another sale, right? To get some cash flow coming at me and Miss Crypto Siege. That's what we think, constantly, growing that thing, bringing in some dirty, nasty fiat to add to the positions. So it's kind of where it is. I know we want that thing happening now. I know we want to, you listen to people like Crypto Banner, whose life is, the dopamine. His life is the dopamine from the bull run. Otherwise, it's nothing exciting. It's nothing interesting other than the dopamine of a bull run. He's a smart guy, but he is borderline on the, on the gambler, front. I mean, it happens that quick. Trust me, I used to be a gambler back in my day, and that stuff is challenging. So there it is, fam. Your XRP Ripple daily news in around 0 to 10 minutes. I hope that it has been of value to you. If it has, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you've been hanging out watching Crypto Season, you've enjoyed those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. We got about a 50% number or target for people who are watching and listening but haven't subscribed to the channel. We'd like to bring that number down to about 25% or less. So if you could do your part, that'd be super, super awesome, especially if you've been enjoying the hangouts. Please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this, perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.